Question 11. Read the passage, A Modern Love Letter. I am such a voracious reader that my mother has remarked, Isabella Sanchez, you'd read anything, including the dictionary. Of course, I've perused the occasional dictionary, but I much prefer the gripping suspense of mystery novels. And though I don't like to gloat, I must admit that I usually solve the mystery before the fictional detective synthesizes the clues into a plausible theory. Strolling home from the library with yet another satchel full of paperbacks, I lament that nothing in my life exhilarates me as much as unraveling intricate mysteries. When ominous clouds obscure the sun and lightning electrifies the atmosphere, I imagine my favorite literary detective rubbing her hands together, anticipating her latest case and saying, "Oh, what a dark and eerie afternoon." Then I remember that here in Hialeah, Florida, tropical thunderstorms occur daily, and mysteries are as rare as a dry day. As I begins to sprinkle, I sprint the last few blocks home. I reach the front porch just in time to avoid the deluge and, gasping for breath, inhale the mouth-watering aroma of ropa vieja wafting through the open windows. Abuela Maria is cooking my favorite meal from her native Cuba, a savory concoction of stewed beef and vegetables. When I open the screen door, a small cream-colored envelope tumbles to the ground. I bend to retrieve it, surprised to see "My Bella" scrawled ornately across the front. Lots of people call me Bella, but my Bella? Donning my detective's cap, I considered that this might be a prank and scanned my surroundings surreptitiously, but spy no onlookers. Still, I step inside before carefully opening the envelope, revealing a single sheet of thick, old-fashioned stationery, the kind I've seen only in my abuela's antique desk. There on the creamy page, written in the same script, is the message, "I found you." I have no clue what the letter means or who might have written it. No one handwrites letters anymore, except for my abuela. Even my mom texts or emails her friends. So who could have composed this, going to the trouble of writing a letter, in cursive no less, and hand-delivering it? Perhaps Graciela, my best friend, is having fun at my expense, but I doubt it. She is rather humorless. I flush as I realize that someone may actually admire me from afar, and my mind immediately conjures an image of the shy, bookish Mateo who works at the library, where I see him frequently. Just recently he smiled at me, and I ponder whether he's working up the courage to talk to me, penning a letter as a more comfortable, more romantic means of expressing his feelings. I need additional clues to solve the mystery, so I conceal the note in my bag until I can study it secretly. The following day, I hasten to the library with a singular objective, to collect a sample of Mateo's handwriting. But when Mateo catches me shadowing him, we stare at each other, embarrassment coloring our cheeks. Stammering and blushing, I rush home only to discover my next clue. I step inside to open the envelope and am again overwhelmed by the message on the page, which praises my lovely brown eyes and glorious long hair. While I do have long hair, no one has ever described it as glorious before. Just then my mother surprises me by coming home early from work. "What's that, Bella?" she inquires, inclining her head towards the note. Although I try stashing it in my bag, she deftly snatches it from my hands and reads the message. Frowning, she says, "I didn't know you had a boyfriend, Bella." "Me neither," I admit before adding, "We'd better tell Abuela too. She loves drama." After I tell my tale, my mom says, "You do have lovely eyes, Bella, but I'm calling the police because mystery stalkers are not welcome here." "Don't be too hasty, dear," Abuela interrupts. "I never told you about Alejandro, did I?" I listen intently as Abuela recounts the story of the first love letter she ever received in her homeland of Cuba, a declaration of love from Alejandro, the sweetest, cutest boy she'd known. "I couldn't believe my luck when he wrote to me of all the girls in our neighborhood," she recalls with a melancholy smile. Before she could muster the courage to reply, however, her family abruptly fled Cuba. Those were difficult and dangerous times. We abandoned everything and started over. I was never able to say goodbye or let him know that I cared for him too. With glistening eyes, she encourages Mom to give young love a chance to flourish, and I'm speechless when my mom reluctantly consents. But you will alert me the minute you receive another note, she insists. The next morning, eager to provide my secret admirer an opportunity to deliver another letter, I venture out on an errand for Abuela. Upon returning, I find the latest message. My dearest Bella, meet me at the park on 65th Street at 4 o'clock. Desperate to meet this unknown scribe, I beg my mom for permission to go. She finally relents on the condition that Abuela accompany me. We arrive early, hoping to spot Mateo, but encounter only an older gentleman, dressed in a seersucker suit, bearing a bouquet of flowers. I look past him, but Abuela gasps and exclaims, "Alejandro, after all these years!" Then she turns to me and says softly, "I had forgotten he called me Bella. Beautiful." "I'm so sorry, Bella. Are you very disappointed?" "Only in my detecting skills," I answer with a rueful smile before adding, "I'm glad he found you, Abuela." As Abuela reunites with a man she hasn't seen since childhood, I turn away to afford them privacy. My phone vibrates, and I expect my mom wants an update, but I see an unfamiliar number on the screen. My spirit soars as I read the message. "Hi, it's Mateo. Coming back to the library tomorrow by any chance?" Question 11. Why does the author use the first-person point of view in the story? To allow readers to know more than the characters in the story? To give readers insight into the feelings of each of the characters? To give readers access to Bella's private thoughts and feelings? Please pause the recording and answer number 11 now. Question 12. Answer this question using the passage called Modern Love Letter. Which evidence from the story shows the impact of the first-person narrator? Bella listens as Abuela describes her first love. Bella responds to her mother's questions about the letter. Bella secretly hopes that Mateo is the one sending the love letters. Please pause your recording and answer number 12 now. Question 13. Answer this question using the passage called Modern Love Letter. What impact does the rising action have on this story? It establishes the setting of the story by contrasting Bella's modern practices, such as texting, with Abuela's practices, such as letter writing. It introduces the central conflict of the story, Bella's uncertainty about who wrote the letters. It builds the suspense of the story. Bella has no idea who is sending the love letters or why, and neither does the reader. Please pause your recording and answer number 13. Number 14. Answer this question using the passage called Modern Love Letter. What impact does the climax have on the story? It serves as a turning point as it is revealed that the letters were intended for Abuela, not Bella. It builds the central conflict of the story by creating tension between Bella and Abuela. It creates a mysterious tone by casting doubt on Bella as a narrator. Please pause the recording and answer question 14. Question 15. Answer the question using the passage called Modern Love Letter. How does the author make the story comical? The narrator begs her mother to let her go meet the secret admirer. The narrator's mother wants to call the police. The narrator says that her grandmother loves drama. Please pause the recording and choose an answer to question 15. Question 16. Answer this question using the passage called Modern Love Letter. How does the author show that Bella is a reliable narrator? Bella respectfully listens to her Abuela's story of young love. Bella admits she is embarrassed when Mateo finds her following him. Bella begs her mother to allow her to meet the letter writer at the park. Please pause your recording and choose the best answer to question 16. Question 17, vocabulary. Which phrase is the definition of the word propensity? Because of her little sister's lifelong propensity for constant chatter, Maisie often retreated to the privacy of her bedroom, seeking silence. Natural tendency, sustained effort, developed skill. Please pause the recording and choose the best answer to question 17. Question 18. Which definition of static is used in this sentence? The air temperature was static throughout the picnic until the wind began to blow. Socially bound by tradition, lacking vitality, showing little to no change. Please pause the recording and choose an answer to question 18. Question 19. Which phrase is the best meaning of the word cohesive in this sentence? The chaotic jumble of individuals at the first day of basketball practice gradually learned to work with each other as a cohesive team by the end of the season. United together, separated apart, distanced from. Please pause the recording and choose the best answer to question 19. Question 20. Which phrase from the sentence best reveals the meaning of the word vindicated? Shayla's father doubted her when she denied making a mess in the kitchen, but she was later vindicated when her brother admitted to it. Father doubted her, making a mess in the kitchen, brother admitted to it. Please choose your answer to number 20. This concludes the Unit 1 test, Narrative Techniques and Structure. Please be sure that you check over your overall grade. If necessary, go back to use the study guide, other class resources, and the remediation provided by your teacher before taking a second or third attempt. Thank you and have a great day.